it off. Jase, first of all, congratulations on this milestone of 100 games coached at the Crusaders. What does this franchise mean to you if you take a moment to just sort of reflect on your rugby journey in the last 6 years you've spent at this club?
Yeah, it means a lot. It's been a pretty large part of my life as such, really, right from sort of Canterbury initially and then through to the Crusaders. So yeah, I think it'll be something I'll pretty reflect on when I've gone, more than probably now. But we're looking forward to the weekend, and it's a special organisation, that's for sure.
When you look back to sort of selling the mining and drilling tools in that role, can you sort of ever forecast the last 10 years that it's been? As Razor mentioned last week, really proud of you, chucking it all in, having a crack in an environment which can be pretty tumultuous, and now here you are, 99 games in and a semi-final tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's gone quick. I know that, but yeah, it's I think initially in those days she was pretty tough when I burnt the boats as such and chucked everything at it. I remember Hamish Riek at the time, who was CEO for Canterbury, and we were going through the details, and he said, "Mate, are you sure you're doing this?" He did everything to try and talk me out of it, really. And even when I'd signed the contract, he rang me up and says, "Mate, I've just got to make sure you're ready to do this. It's a big call you're doing." It was only a 4-month contract, and I said, "Yeah, I'm in." So once you sign, I was in and committed to it, and she was pretty tough on the family early in those days, taking that risk. But we got through it and wouldn't look back now.
Razor mentioned yesterday as well, one of the key things that you think, sort of yin and yang, he covers your blind spots. You're always nabbing away at your ear. Can you talk us through, I guess, your relationship, which does go back to the Canterbury days? What is it like working with Razor for people who might not be aware? Just what you see, what you get?
Yeah, pretty much. I think one of the great things about Ray that I really respect is he just wants you to be yourself. You look at how he is and how vibrant he is and how honest he is with people, and he wants people to be themselves in the environment, and it's no different to his coaches, and I really respect him for that. He's not trying to be someone he's not. He's Razor, and that's what people love about him, and he's great to work for, and we've got a really honest relationship. People don't see or hear the honest combos that we actually do have together, and I think he touched on it yesterday. It's all for the better of the Crusaders or the players of what that is. There's been some big calls made over the last few years, and we get on with it, and we hold each other accountable, and it's healthy, but at the same time it's professional. And if we're having a catch up in Sumner or whatever it is with the families, that's that time. But when it's jobs on, it's fully professional.
How robust do they get, Jason?
Pardon?
How robust do those conversations get?
Yeah, they do. We've had some. We've had some real honest ones, and you've got to pick your moments. Razor's the boss, and obviously, and I'd probably never challenge him directly in a full management meeting as such. We have those convos as a group and as a coaching group. You have to every Monday. There's some big calls need to be made on the 23, but if it's a real let's have a catch up together, we'll do that respectfully in that right time.
Because we see Razor coming out here who's got a good engagement with media, people, everything like that. But this is a high pressure job.
Yeah.
Don't make any mistakes. So behind the scenes, he's a harder nosed personality, I imagine.
Yeah, he is. He's just honest. He'll have the conversation with the person, and he's got to make calls on careers, and he's got to make calls on how we want to play, and you've got to be really honest with that. And you can never. I've always said that you can't control what someone thinks, you can't control what they feel, but you can control being honest.
Have you had any regrets? This is a high stress job. What's it like?
No, I haven't had any regrets. No, I really enjoy it. People often talk about the success and the championships and that sort of thing, but I look a little bit deeper than that. What I love is seeing a debut Crusader get their first cap, and how the boys celebrate that in the shed, and also seeing young men do great things on the big stage. That's what I love the most about coaching and getting to know the boys.
How many hours a week would you put in, Jason? You and Razor each put in a week. It's not a 9 to 5, is it?
Yeah, no, not enough. We just love it. If you're doing something you love, you never work a day in your life, they say. That's what Dad told me once. So we just get into it. We just want the boys to be in the best shape that they can be to play each game.
So when you said Hamish Rare, he obviously said, I don't want you to make a mistake, you're sure in your own mind to make the right call here. What in your mind, why did you know you were making the right call? Was it self-confidence, or was it Razor, or was it just that you thought this is the path of your destiny?
It was probably the conversation with Dad originally, like I had a pretty good job. And we sat down and went through it all, and he said, you just got to back yourself. He said, just don't die wondering. You're young enough to get another job if it doesn't work out. So, and I guess probably someone else would have been asked originally in those Canterbury days, and then, we went through the under-20s together, and then he got the big job for the Crusaders, which I effectively applied for anyway, so there was no guarantees with that either.
Have you, just one last one for me on this topic, Jason. Have you ever had a point where you and Razor just don't see eye to eye, and he says, well, I'm the boss, mate, I have to make this call? Does that happen much?
Oh, at the end of the day, the big decisions are his. And we just, as assistant coaches, we just put our case forward, whether or not that's selection or contracts or whatever that is, or the week. And, he gets all that information, and then he's got to make the call. So as far as not seeing eye to eye, I'm not, we're always challenging each other, put it that way, and it's healthy.
Yep.
Do you like the feedback from the fans?
Feedback from the fans, as far as
the games and everything go, we feel like we own you.
Yeah, it is a little bit like that. You got to be pretty thankful, the fans, and coming to the stadium. I know that's been touched on a little bit this week, hasn't it? Which is great, but we love the fans, and it's great that they turn out in all conditions.
Thanks, Jase.
How much of a boost will Sam Kane's return be to the Chiefs?
Yeah, it'll be pretty inspirational for them, I'd imagine.
How big of an opportunity is this for Tom Christie?
Yeah, Tom's played well early on the season, and it's unlucky for Ethan, obviously, but we've got no doubt that Tom will make the most of his opportunity in this, what's going to be a massive step up in this final.
And finally, what are the thoughts of the stadium that's going on, the build to, what's going on?
Yeah, I think someone's got to be brave, don't they? I think it's been something that's just been continually going around in circles. As a citizen of Christchurch, someone who's lived here all my life, has got my families here, I think it's pretty shambolic, to be honest, of how the council are acting. I'm not sure Leanne Dalzell's ever wanted one. What's it going to take? And I feel sorry for kids. I feel sorry for older people that probably don't come to the games anymore.